Hey guys, so we shoot a lot of landscapes, weddings, and portraits, and we sometimes we print them also, and we expect the colors coming out of print or even through the camera to be really perfect, but it's not always the case. Why? Let's find out. We may have a high resolution 5K displays, ultra sharp monitors, even a high refresh rate monitors. But one thing is sure, they are not calibrated out of the box. So the calibration means adjusting the color balance, luminance and other factors to match with the profiles like standard RGB, that is sRGB, Adobe RGB and ProPhoto RGB. So there are two ways to calibrate your monitors. The first one is the software comes with your operating system in Windows and Mac OS. Those are free softwares, but the problem with those, you have to trust your eye. Guiding through the menu, you have to see like the brightness and contrast and the saturation levels, and if you can't judge with your eyes, it's really difficult and you mess up the display calibration. The second way is more convenient way to calibrate your monitors, that is using through a hardware. So there are a lot of companies who makes the calibration devices. One is a Spider, the other is a Color Monkey, and there are, I think, so a lot of other manufacturers who make these units. So how you calibrate the devices? So first thing, you have to make sure that your device which you want to calibrate it at least up and running for 30 minutes so the display can hit its maximum brightness. Now let's calibrate the device. Once you are done with everything, we'll land on this page, and so the first thing is, have you allowed your display to warm up for half an hour, as I said, so it will hit the maximum brightness? So yes, I did. Lighting conditions, have you checked the, yes, obviously I'm using the studio light, but it's not hitting on the display, so yes, I will check that. Display controls, have you reset your, obviously I'm using this iMac, so I don't have this controls, but if you happen to have separate display which have all these controls, please reset it. And yes, I connected the Spider, so I will go next. Yes, this is desktop, so I will select next. See, it detected the display manufacturer and the display model, so I said it's iMac 27-inch. I have a brightness control, I don't have Kelvin preset temperature control, so I will just not tick that. I usually go along with the recommended setting, but if you feel that you want to change it, you can do that, but I will just go what the software suggests, and I'll just keep the Spider on the desk only, and I said next. So it will read the light. The level is dim but appropriate for the photo image editing software, so it's good. And right now the brightness, it is 120 and white point is 5800, so I accept the settings. Okay, please stay with your computer, yes, obviously. Now we have to plug, you have to put this Spider on to this, and we'll just do that. And the one thing you have to see that the display is slightly tilted, so the calibrator won't move. So if you see that my current value, the brightness is at 177, and this is the case with most of the photographers, because they usually edit the photos with higher brightness, because they like to show the pictures are pretty wide, pretty bright and vivid, but when we go for a print, it's usually dull because the print technique is exactly reverse as the display. So I will just reduce the brightness and I will select the update, and let's see what the value it gets. Okay, so I will just little bit bright, and it's too much. Okay, I will just stay with the this setting. It's okay because the targeted is 120 and right now my current is 115, so it's not that different, so I can go and hit continue. And you can just take off the spider calibrator, just, and I will hit finish, and obviously you can just name it as, I will name it iMac 15th June, and I will save this file and I will hit next, and over here you can actually see the difference in both the views. This is an uncalibrated view and this is the calibrated view. You can actually see with the sample images. So this is a uncalibrated view. You can see that it's whole blue, and now I can see actual reds here, greens, even the blues are pretty nice. With some other things, if you go with the color board, see the differences at the RG and B. So hit next. The display is 100% sRGB calibrated. It is 91% accurate with Adobe RGB, and it is 94% accurate to the P3 display. So I usually print with the sRGB only, so I will just choose this 100%, like it's 100% RGB sRGB, so I can't complain more. And even if I want to print with the Adobe RGB colors, it's 91% accurate, so it's a huge. And I will just quit. Now my display is calibrated.